Scroll by Ipsita Chakravarti, published November 27, 2017, 10:30 am. Andranil Mukherjee. Ipsita Chakravarti. Share tweet email Reddit print. Share tweet email Reddit print. Months after thousands of Rohingya Muslims fled Myanmar in the wake of mass killings, rape and arson, Bangladesh plans to send them back. On November 23, it signed a repatriation deal with Myanmar, which is said to be based on an earlier pact signed in 1992, when a similar surge of violence had sent the Rohingya fleeing across the border. Since August 2017, about 620,000 Rohingya Muslims have fled ethnic cleansing by the Myanmar military. According to a statement by a Bangladeshi minister, repatriation will start in 2 months. Many Rohingya, crammed into refugee camps in Bangladesh's Cox's Bazar and still traumatized by the violence they left behind, say it is too soon to go back. The details of the deal are still sketchy, and the two countries will reportedly form a joint working committee to oversee the process. This is what is known so far. At least initially, only the Rohingya who entered Bangladesh after October 2016 will be sent back. Crucially, the agreement refers to them as displaced Myanmar residents, rather than citizens. They will need to provide proof of residency with documents issued in Myanmar. Documentation provided by the United Nations High Commission for Refugees will also have to be verified, and Myanmar will be the final arbiter of any dispute on their validity. According to Bangladesh Foreign Minister Mahmood Ali, Myanmar will settle the repatriated Rohingya in their former neighborhoods, or any place near where their homes once stood. They will not stay in temporary settlements for long. Both governments have agreed not to discriminate against any particular community in the process. Myanmar has reportedly promised not to penalize any Rohingya for illegal exodus and return unless they are found to be involved in terrorist or criminal activities. After repatriation, neither government will provide citizenship or residency to illegal immigrants. Human Rights Watch called the pact a publicity stunt and laughable, while Amnesty International said it was unthinkable for Rohingya refugees to return at the moment. Voices of concern have also been raised in Bangladesh, but the government is not taking questions. Our only goal is to send the Rohingya back to their country, and there is no point in criticizing this agreement, said Ali in a press briefing. But the problems with the pact are obvious. First, it makes no space for the involvement of a third party which could have monitored or steered the process. This is an especially crucial gap since neither country's stance inspires much confidence. Bangladesh has made no secret of wanting to get the refugee population off its soil. As for Myanmar, it has maintained a sullen denial of the atrocities in the face of mounting evidence. Second, the pact lets Myanmar decide on the legality of the documents produced. As one migration expert pointed out, this kills a process that could have been neutral. Since Myanmar stands accused of systematically trying to eject Rohingya from the country and of denying them citizenship, it is debatable how many documents it will admit as valid. Third, there are logistical problems with producing and verifying the documents. In a country that has denied Rohingya citizenship and basic rights for years, it is not known how many people have identification papers. Besides, many fled leaving everything behind, so they might not have the papers even if they were issued. As former Bangladeshi ambassador M. Humayun Kabir points out, most would depend on a white card or temporary identity certificate provided by the Myanmar government, which claimed their citizenship was in doubt. These are printed in Burmese, but refugees giving their details for registration in Bangladesh often speak in Rakhine, which means names and addresses will often not match. Fourth, the pact states that neither country will provide citizenship or residency to illegal immigrants once registration is complete. Given the difficulties of identification, the process is likely to leave a large number of people out. This will create a large, floating population of so-called illegal migrants left stateless once again. It should be remembered that the Myanmar government justified stripping the Rohingya of civil and political rights by claiming they were illegal Bangladeshi migrants in the first place. Finally, there is the freighted question of what the Rohingya will return to. With entire villages razed to the ground, the government will need to help them rebuild their homes and lives once again. When the pact still refuses to call the Rohingya citizens of Myanmar, the government's enthusiasm for such a project may be lacking. The provision about Myanmar penalizing so-called terrorists or criminals could lay the ground for a fresh campaign of persecution. So far, there is nothing to suggest that this deal has what the 1992 agreement did not: safeguards to ensure that Myanmar's military junta will alter its policies towards the Rohingya and not indulge in more killing sprees that will send them running for life across the border once again. With no evidence of a change of heart in the Myanmar government, this pact would only deliver the Rohingya back to their killers. We welcome your comments at letters@scroll.in. Sponsored content by published November 17, 2017, 06:49 p.m. Pexels share tweet email Reddit print share tweet email Reddit print. A recent study by the Lancet Journal revealed that outdoor pollution was responsible for 6% of the total disease burden in India in 2016. As a thick smog hangs low over Delhi, leaving its residents gasping for air, the pressure is on the government to implement SOS measures to curb the issue as well as introduce long-term measures to improve the air quality of the state. Other major cities like Mumbai, Pune and Kolkata should also acknowledge the gravitas of the situation. The urgency of the air pollution crisis in the country's capital is being reflected on social media as well. A recent tweet by Virat Kohli, captain of the Indian cricket team, urged his fans to do their bit in helping the city fight pollution. Along with the tweet, Kohli shared a video in which he emphasized that curbing pollution is everyone's responsibility. Apart from advocating collective effort, Virat Kohli's tweet also urged people to use buses, metros and Ola share to help reduce the number of vehicles on the road. Delhi, we need to talk. Muj Farak Padahai pic.twitter.cock 5 McBree, Virat Kohli Adam Kohli November 15, 2017. In the spirit of sharing the responsibility, ride-sharing app Ola responded with the following tweet. Aye Captain, let's do things that are in our control. If Virat's tweet reaches 5,000 RTs, we'll give free share rides once a week for the rest of the year to all new users who switch to Ola Share. What say Delhi? Care to share RT Adam Kohli make a difference? Farak Padahai https://t.com at 7bwmg93, Ola at Ola Cabs November 15, 2017. To demonstrate its commitment to fight the problem of vehicular pollution and congestion, Ola is launching Share Wednesdays for every new user who switches to Ola Share in Delhi. Their ride will be free. The offer by Ola that encourages people to share resources serves as an example of mobility solutions that can reduce the damage done by vehicular pollution. This is the fourth leg of Ola's year-long campaign, Farak Padahai, to raise awareness for congestion and pollution issues and encourage the uptake of shared mobility. In 2016, WHO disclosed 10 Indian cities that made it on the list of world's most polluted. The situation necessitates us to draw from experiences and best practices around the world to keep a check on air pollution. For instance, a system of congestion fees which drivers have to pay when entering central urban areas was introduced in Singapore, Oslo and London and has been effective in reducing vehicular pollution. The concept of high-occupancy vehicle or carpool lane, implemented extensively across the U.S., functions on the principle of moving more people in fewer cars, thereby reducing congestion. The use of public transport to reduce air pollution is another widely accepted solution resulting in fewer vehicles on the road. Many communities across the world are embracing a culture of sustainable transportation by investing in bike lanes and maintenance of public transport. Even large corporations are doing their bit to reduce vehicular pollution. For instance, as a participant of the Voluntary Traffic Demand Management Project in Beijing, Lenovo encourages its employees to adopt green commuting like biking, carpooling or even working from home. 18 companies in Sao Paulo executed a pilot program aimed at reducing congestion by helping people explore options such as staggering their hours, telecommuting or carpooling. After the pilot, drive-alone rates dropped from 4,551% to 2,735%. It's the government's responsibility to ensure that the growth of a country doesn't compromise the natural environment that sustains it. However, a substantial amount of responsibility also lies on each citizen to lead an environment-friendly lifestyle. Simple lifestyle changes such as being cautious about usage of electricity, using public transport, or choosing locally sourced food can help reduce your carbon footprint, the collective impact of which is great for the environment. Ola is committed to reducing the impact of vehicular pollution on the environment by enabling and encouraging shared rides and greener mobility. They have also created flat fare zones across Delhi on Ola Share to make more environment-friendly shared rides also more pocket-friendly. To ensure a larger impact, the company also took up initiatives with city traffic police departments, colleges, corporate parks and metro rail stations. Join the fight against air pollution by using the hashtag #FarakPadahai and download Ola to share your next ride. This article was provided by the Scroll marketing team on behalf of Ola and not by the Scroll editorial team.